Hey guys, welcome back!
Welcome back.
It has been a long time since we've done a real Jeff and Russ played.
Yeah.
The last one I said we were going to play was River City Ransom, and then we never touched this again.
Yeah.
But we're back, and we're ready to talk about River City Ransom for the NES. The first thing I want to point out, this might have the best soundtrack of any NES game. I just flat out... I get the theme, I get some of the songs stuck in my head just in my day-to-day life still to this day. It is real good. I am not, by and large, a fan of scrolling beat-em-ups.
Yeah.
But River City Ransom has always been special.
Yeah, I am a fan of scrolling beat-em-ups. I kind of don't like that that's not really a genre anymore. So I enjoyed playing this. The last good scrolling beat-em-up that came out that I can say is Streets of Rage 4. But you just don't see them that often now.
River City Ransom
and has this on the NES.
Yeah,
that's like a big deal that they made a game this timeless that holds up.
It has a charm.
Yeah,
it has a sense of humor. It's very enjoyable. So if you haven't played River City Ransom, you should. Although playing it two-player is a little rough because there's friendly fire and no way to turn it off.
Right.
But the plot of River City Ransom is Ryan's girlfriend gets kidnapped by Snide? Oh, I've forgotten his name. Gets kidnapped by a bad guy.
By the rival.
And you have to go save her. She's held up at your high school.
Yes. Don't you hate it when that happens? Yeah. Don't you hate it when, like, the local gang kidnaps your girlfriend and then keeps her prisoner in your high school?
How could you ever find her?
Isn't that terrible when that happens?
Of course, you don't know that she's at the high school. You have to work your way to that knowledge by beating up all the gangs in the town of River City. And there are like a dozen gangs. This is a bad place to live.
Yeah, it really is. It's a dangerous area.
Generally, you go to an area, if it's the right... This is the hard part about River City Ransom, is knowing where to go to get to a boss fight.
Yeah.
Because the bosses lead you, they drop clues to where your next stop should be, and once you beat all the bosses, you can go finish the game. To get to a boss, you go to the stage that they're hanging out at, which is filled with gang members, like every screen that isn't a city street is.
Yeah.
You beat up all the gang members, and the boss appears. But if there is no boss on that screen, it takes forever to run out of gang members.
Yeah.
So you're in this game for the long haul unless you're reading a walkthrough.
Right.
It's not real clear on direction.
True of most NES games.
There are so many shops in this game. Buying food, buying books which teach you new skills, buying equipment. It's a lot to parse. There's a lot.
One might say it has some RPG element.
It does. But like some food covers your health.
Yes.
Some food ups your stats.
Yeah.
And I've always had trouble figuring out which is going to do which.
Yeah.
Some food you can take with you as an inventory item. Some food you have to eat right there. Right. But so the food elements and the equipment elements, I still don't have a grasp on all these years later. But stuff like reading the books, there is some fun stuff, getting extra kicks, extra punches, being able to jump flips that deal damage, being able to pick up and hurl enemies like javelins.
Yes.
There are items, baseballs, whips.
I love beating people up with chains. That's all I have to say.
Taking that one out of context.
I love the chain.
I love that you can kick a box and it will shoot across the screen and hit somebody and knock them down.
Yes.
Enemies drop money when they die. They also say
Which
things.
Which makes sense in this game.
Yes.
Because they're just angry teenagers.
When they drop pocket change. They also make sounds when they die.
Yep.
Barf! You hit a character and the subtitle at the bottom goes, barf!
Yep. That's how I barf. is by saying barf.
Somebody kicks me in the head, I barf and go,
Yeah.
barf! There are hidden shops. There's a hidden Merlin shop in a tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
There's the sauna, where you can see some naked male butt.
You can.
And their butt has a smiley face on it because of the dimples.
Yeah. Which, you know, you go to a sauna in Japan, yeah, you probably are going to see some naked butt.
This game is a lot of fun. But Russ knows even more about the series. Because my first feeling is...
Yeah.
Why was there not, like, mini sequels? Why is there not River City Ransom 2 and 3 and 4? Russ?
Well, there is River City Ransom 2 and 3 and 4. We just did not get them in English because they are based on a Japanese series called Kunio-kun, about a boy named Kunio whose girlfriend gets kidnapped, and he's running around the streets of Tokyo trying to save her from his Tokyo high school. But because I love my beat-em-ups, they did recently, a couple of years ago, make a sequel, spiritual successor called River City Girls, where the girlfriends of Kunio and Riki, as they are known in the Japanese version, they get kidnapped, and then the girlfriends have to go save them. And it's more of this. I mean, it's more River City Ransom goodness.
There actually was, want to say maybe 6-7 years ago, a Kickstarter to make a game called River City Underground, which is meant to be a direct sequel. With a wider cast of characters to pick from, each with their different move sets and abilities. And it is, 20 years later in River City. Alex is working as an auto mechanic, but he can join your party. You can fight as him. One cute little thing, they made a Bobo from Double Dragon. He's the teacher at the high school.
Okay.
So there's a scene with a Bobo. And by the way, if you have not played the Flash game A Bobo's Big Adventure, well, you're in trouble because Flash doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
But if you like old school games and have a pretty loose sense of humor, track down A Bobo's Big Adventure just as a bonus. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I wish they made more games like this now.
I would love a modern PS5 River City Ransom. Keeping for me, it's the personality of the game that really makes the difference. I'm not a big fan of beat-em-ups, but beat-em-ups that have a good sense of humor, a lighthearted nature, a charm.
Well, guess what? There's an entire series called Yakuza that I'm sure you would love. Yakuza is kind of the modern-day equivalent of something like River City Ransom.
So, I guess that's the end of we've reached the bottom of the River City Ransom barrel pretty quick, I think.
it was, I mean, it's a good game.
One thing to point out.
Yes.
The password system.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
my God. There is not a more convoluted password. God forbid you were playing this on the NES as a kid and like, all right, I need to turn off the game. Let me write down this password. It is 50 characters long, uppercase, lowercase, special symbols. It is ridiculous.
Yep.
It is so much better now on an emulator just because of that.
Yeah, I don't know how we put up with those password systems back in the day.
We
didn't have a choice.
That is just wild. Anyway, so I picked for us to play River City Ransom, but it's been a really long time, so I'm going to pick the next one too.
Okay.
And Russ and I are together as a team, as the team we are, gonna play Pikmin 3.
Yay, good old Pikmin.
So, hopefully it won't be several years before we record that episode.
Hopefully not. I mean, I think it's been 45 years since we recorded the last one.
You're not 45 years old.
So, but what is time?
It's an artificial construct. Yeah. All right. Thank you all very much. I will leave you with some good River City Ransom music to stick in your head.